said Myles, and it gave me a chance to think. Before he started to draw me, I told her to go and grab a couple of cold drinks from the vendor nearby, and it allowed me enough time to put my plan into action. Cleo and Holly clasped one another in typical female fashion, on tenterhooks for the next bit, while Dylan was slightly more reserved and enjoying his champagne. I gave the caricaturist some instructions, and as soon as Darcy sat down next to me again, he got to work. When he'd finished, I paid him, kept the picture hidden, not easy when Darcy was desperate to see it, and then as soon as we reached the top of the Bow Bridge, I got down on one knee and showed her. The caricaturist had drawn me on one knee, with a speech bubble coming from my mouth that said, "Will you marry me?" He kissed his fiancée. "I'm so glad you said yes." "Me too." "That is so romantic," Cleo and Holly said in unison.
"Does anyone have a tissue?"
Dylan sniffed and pretended to wipe his eyes until Holly shoved him on the arm to berate him. "No, seriously, guys, congratulations. I think it's great news. So when's the big day?" "You'd better all put it in your calendars," Myles declared, "because it's in August." "August next year? That's not long. It'll fly by." Holly finished her champagne. "August this year," said Darcy. "Are you serious?" Cleo shook her head. "But that's only 5 months away. How on earth will you be ready in time? Can you even get a venue?" "That's the only thing we've really sorted so far. We're not having a big, elaborate ceremony, so that made it easier. Plus, we're flexible about the day, so we're having it at the Moonlight Loft and Terrace." "The rooftop bar that just opened on Madison?" Dylan ordered a beer for both him and Myles, making Darcy smile. Couldn't keep a man's man down for long. She'd wondered how long before they exchanged the girly champagne for something different. "That's right," said Myles. "Darcy has a whole vision of what it'll look like. They've done a couple of weddings there already, but, being new, they're not booked up." "Wow!" Holly was completely in the moment. "Getting married beneath the moonlight, out in the open air, it's perfect." "What happens if it rains?" Cleo asked, earning a frown from Holly. "What? You need to plan for those things." "There's a lovely area inside," said Darcy, "but we won't need it. It'll be gloriously sunny by August, and not quite as humid as July. It'll be the perfect day, I just know it." Talk turned to what she had planned for the wedding ceremony, although she hadn't thought about it in great detail yet, and the men showed as much enthusiasm as they could before their talk turned to hockey, and they left the women talking dresses, cakes, and bonbonniere. "You could have mini preserves," Holly suggested. "Or a couple I know who got married in the country last year had little pots of honey, each with a tiny dipper attached to the side." "That's a great idea," Cleo approved. Darcy hadn't got down to the finer details yet. "I actually need to ask you both something." She grinned as Cleo clasped her hands together, preempting what was coming. "Holly, Cleo, would you like to be my bridesmaids?" Both women squealed, and even the men laughed after they knew what had gone down. "Oh, Darcy, I can't wait." Cleo could barely sit still. "I am truly honored," said Holly more demurely. An editor with a top publication in the city, she was more reserved than Cleo, although Darcy suspected she was maintaining some decorum, and that before long, especially when they had dress fittings and saw the venue, her enthusiasm would unleash. "I haven't known you that long, are you sure?" "Of course I am. It doesn't matter how long we've known one another. I consider you a very good friend. So there'll be you two plus my good friends Isabella and Gabriella, plus my sister Sarah. I can't imagine doing this without every single one of you by my side." Cleo put a hand on her arm. "It'll be our pleasure." "It sure will," Holly smiled. "Talking of Isabella, where is she?" "She couldn't make it today. She's away in Vermont with her other half. But because I knew she was heading out of town, I told her right after we got back from choosing the ring. We Skyped Gabriella in Switzerland, too." "With champagne, I hope." Holly finished the last of her bubbles, and they ordered another bottle. "Why, of course." "This is all moving so fast, Darcy." Cleo had a headache she blamed on drinking during the day, and opted for a large glass of freshly squeezed orange juice. "I don't know how you manage everything with work and now a wedding to organize, but I guess when you know, you know."